no horse stirs the passions in New Zealand and Australian racing as much as Phar Lap. Each nation still claims a share of the mighty chestnut gelding, whose victories lifted the hearts and spirits of a generation when they needed it most, in the depths of the Great Depression. The issue of whether Phar Lap was a New Zealand or an Australian champion will probably never be resolved. But what isn't in doubt is that Phar Lap is the most famous horse to ever race in Australia. Phar Lap's breeder was Alec Roberts, who brought the property at Seadown just north of Timaru, where the colt was born on October the 4th, 1926. The family says his name is a Thai word meaning light from the sky. By the time he was sent north to the sales at Trentham in 1928, Phar Lap's pedigree, by night raid from Entreaty, had attracted the attention of former New Zealander Harry Telford. He convinced an American client to put up the 160 guineas to buy Phar Lap, a price that was considered reasonable at the time. They grew to love him, but Phar Lap's introduction to Australia was inauspicious. He arrived in a bruised condition and with boils around his mouth. The client wasn't impressed, so Telford arranged to run Phar Lap on a 3-year lease. The crowd started to pay attention when, as a 3-year-old, Phar Lap's powerful finishing burst won the Rosehill Guineas, AJC Derby, Craven Plate and VRC Derby in succession. They were cheering for him in the 1929 Melbourne Cup, but 2 other New Zealand horses, Night March and Paquito, beat him into 3rd place. Phar Lap avenged that defeat in the longer AJC Plate when Night March trailed him home by 10 lengths. He won 5 races in Sydney and the Cox Plate before the 1930 Flemington Spring Carnival. Jockey Jim Pike believed there was only one way to beat him.
If they can breed him with wings on and get Kingsford Smith to ride him.
Phar Lap was so popular with Melbourne Cup punters that his life was in danger from people who were likely to lose a lot of money. Shots were fired at Phar Lap and his strapper Tommy Woodcock. He was given a police escort and rushed into hiding in Geelong. Phar Lap returned on Cup Day to confirm the punter's faith. It was the highlight of an extraordinary carnival for Phar Lap, which saw him win 4 races on 4 race days, a feat only bettered by another New Zealand champion, Carbine, in 1890.
Here he comes now, over near the inside rails, going easily, but Pike's not going to take any risks. He's riding him out. The others are scrambling for 2nd and 3rd. No danger now. Here's the post, and Pike eases him.
Telford's lease on Phar Lap expired, and a partnership was formed with David Davis as the stakes earnings continued to grow to an Australian record of £56,000 by the end of 1931. Phar Lap returned to New Zealand after the Cup and rested in Wellington for 6 weeks. Huge crowds took every opportunity to view their hero at Trentham before he shipped out for the US. The aim was to contest the Agua Caliente, then classed as the richest race in America, although the track was just across the border from San Diego in Mexico. Phar Lap confirmed he was world-class, beating the best field available in record time.
It was riding very hard, but Phar Lap's got it. Come on, Phar Lap, you beauty.
Tragically, that was Phar Lap's last race. 16 days later, his devoted minder Tommy Woodcock found the great horse in agony with severe colic. He died a few hours later. Ever since, many race fans have struggled to accept something more sinister wasn't involved. His trainer paid tribute to the horse that was to become the measure of the champions that followed.
He was a splendid horse having to do with a lovely horse to train, with a great constitution and a heart as big as a lion.
The career statistics alone make impressive reading. 51 starts for 37 wins, 3 seconds and 2/3, with stakes earnings of £70,000. Those exploits on the track were during an era before many of these visitors to the Museum of Victoria were ever born. Yet this exhibit of the horse that came to be known as Big Red, or the Red Terror, remains the most popular attraction at the museum decades after his death. And when the Australian Racing Hall of Fame was launched just after the millennium, one of the first inductees was Phar Lap, the horse that will forever be regarded as the people's champion.